It's like we're done before we even started. So if this is the end now, baby, know that I gave it my all. I believe in us, I won't give up on you. I will be holding on for life. Hope you believe in us, please don't give up on me. At least give me a try.
Guys, what's up? It's your girl Nikki, aka AdaCanada. So today is a very random day in my life and I feel like going out. I feel like taking myself out. So I am currently in BC, the province of British Columbia, and there are so many things to do, so many places to visit. Today I am going to Vancouver. I'm in Abbotsford, but I'm going to Vancouver just to go and see the place. I think I'm going to visit Capilano Suspension Bridge. That has been on my bucket list for a very long time. It's past 1, it's almost 2, and I have to start heading out now to go to the suspension bridge so that I can get in on time and be able to see, sightsee, do everything I want to do. And you guys are coming with me for all my adventures. Today I brought all my camera gear with me so I can do my photographs. I'm into photography as well, side hustle, it's my hobby. I have an Instagram page for that if you want to visit to see what my pictures look like. I'm going to visit Capilano Suspension Bridge. It's 55 minutes away from here. I hope I don't meet traffic on the road, hopefully, because you know if you live in BC, you already know what traffic is like. Come with me and see the beauty that is Canada.
1 hour later.
You know that I'm the queen.
So I just checked in, got my ticket, and I'm already inside the Capilano Trail. So I'm just looking for where the bridge is, because that's the one that's most important to me, the bridge.
Gave it my all, I believe in us, I won't give up on you. I will be holding on for life. Hope you believe in us, please don't give up on me. At least give me a try. 'Cause you're the best thing, the best thing. You're the best thing that I've ever had. You're the best thing, the best thing. You're the best thing. As I'm walking through the place, I'm shaking. I'm picturing the words in my mind. I cannot stand losing you. No, I will fight. 'Cause I believe in us, I won't give up on you. I will be holding on for life. Hope you believe in us, please don't give up on me. At least give me a try. It's like you almost know what I am thinking. 'Cause I believe in us, I won't give up on you. I will be holding on for life. 'Cause you're the best thing, best thing. You're the best thing that I've ever had. You're the best thing, the best thing. You're the best thing. 'Cause you're the best thing that I've ever had. Best thing, best thing. Best thing that I've oh, body on body, oh, body on body. I know love now. You're stuck in my mind. Body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. Friends don't like that I'm with somebody, that I'm with somebody, oh, oh. I just want to stay in this melody, stay in this melody, oh, oh. I've got sunshine, I've got you now. My body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. I know love now. You're stuck in my mind. My body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. Friends don't like that I'm with somebody, that I'm with somebody, oh, oh. I just want to stay in this melody, stay in this melody, oh,
Alright guys, so I am currently on the Capilano Bridge. I have actually explored every part of this bridge, every part of this park. I've gone on the boardwalk. So this is the bridge. Sorry guys, I might not be videoing well, but like right there behind me, that is the entrance to the boardwalk, the cabin. That's where you see some of nature and some wildlife, which I did explore. And then behind me on this side, that is the entrance to the bridge. And then right here, there's a river actually underneath me. So let me just pan it this way. Yeah, so this is a river, or yeah, it's a river, but I think it's the Capilano River. Let me just go on this side and see if you can see. Can you see that body of water flowing? Yeah, so I think this is Capilano River. It looks close, but it's not actually close. I'm really high up on the ground, and if you fall down from this place if you fall down from this place my people, it is to your death, oh, to your death, okay? You're gonna die if you fall down from here. But yeah, so this is worth it. I'm so glad that I came here and did this and crossed this off of my bucket list. So guys, this is the river I was trying to show you, and nothing really much happening here, but if I pan it over to here, this is where the flow is going. I don't know where the source of this river is, and I don't know where the mouth of this river or stream is, but I do know that it's coming from somewhere and it's going somewhere. That's how rivers are. I enjoyed the boardwalk, and I think I'm done with the boardwalk and seeing everything, and I'm just going to be heading out.
A few moments later.
Okay, so guys, I was about to leave you, but I found something else, and I'm like, please, I have to explore every part of this place because I don't know when I'll come back here again. So apparently this is like a canyon. There is a canyon that is below me, and this is a cliff that is behind me. I think I'm actually going to have to turn the camera back. But yeah, I've been climbing and climbing since. It's a cliff walk because this is a cliff that's behind me, and water has eroded it so much that it has become a canyon, or it has created a canyon. It's granite rock anyway, but I'm still high up above the ground, and I'm just going to show you what's going on. So yeah, this is the cliff that was behind me when I was making the video, and it just goes down. Guys, there are so many trees here. It might look so basic, but like, it's just so beautiful. The sound of the water. There's a waterfall right there where my finger is pointing to, but the trees are kind of blocking it, and you know, the sound, the calmness, the serenity that's here is just so quiet. Like, you can hear yourself think here. It's very peaceful here and very serene, and I'm going back up there. Okay guys, so I am done, and finally I think I've explored every single part of this suspension bridge. So I'm leaving now. I'm going home. I'm just walking out of the park, and bye. Thank you. Alright guys, so I'm done with sightseeing the suspension bridge, and I'm going to be heading home now. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nikki, aka AdaCanada, and for today's video we are going to be talking about productivity, some of the ways you can boost, increase, enhance your productivity, especially if you are a student. If you have problems focusing, if you're the type of person who has issues focusing, who gets easily distracted by things that you see, or maybe when you're trying to study you can't really just stay focused and study for a particular time, if you're the type of person who seems to be all over the place with schedules and deadlines and you just can't seem to organize yourself together, I have just 5 apps that you can use to boost your productivity, to enhance your productivity, so that you get the most out of the little time that you have, so that you can have a structured regimen or a structured lifestyle where you're getting things done when they're supposed to be done. So if this video is for you, definitely sit back, relax, keep watching. Created a list of 5 important apps that you need to get your life together as a student, help you increase productivity, that will help you get the most out of your schedules and out of your time. And even if you're not a student, if you're a worker, these apps would still apply to you. And the best thing about it is that these apps are completely free. You can easily download them from your Play Store or your App Store. So the first app that you can use to enhance and boost productivity is the Tide app. This Tide app is the perfect fusion of productivity, wellness, and it has a beautiful design. This app allows you to set up personalized Pomodoro focus sessions with a wide variety of nature sounds, white noise, and calm music. The Pomodoro technique is a time management system that encourages people to work with the time they have rather than against it. So basically it helps you to stay focused and mentally fresh. finish. So the way that it works is you break your work or your study time into 25-minute chunks separated by 5-minute breaks, and after about 4 pomodoros you take a longer break of about 15 to 20 minutes. So this pomodoro technique is very beneficial because it will help you to retain information faster, especially if you're the type who cannot stay too long studying. Again, if you are somebody who has eye problems, if you're the type of person who is like me, who when you study for a certain period of time your eyes start to hurt, you can also use this pomodoro technique just to help you rest your eyes at intervals. This is right here, the screen that greets you. I'm recording in the morning, so that's why it says morning. So for example, let's say you wanted to study and you need to set a timer for you to be able to focus on studying. You will go to focus here and the timer is already set up. You can set it at 25 minutes, you can set it at 30 minutes, 35 minutes or more, but let's just put it at the default 25 minutes because it's Pomodoro focus. So when you click start, this is some white noise that you're going to be hearing, and then you can pause it. You can pause it at any point in time. However, if you leave the app, you automatically cancel the Pomodoro session. So white noise is, you know, a type of like calming noise, very peaceful, calm noise that kind of helps your mind feel relaxed so that you're able to focus, or if you're trying to sleep, it helps you to be able to sleep better. It could be like maybe the sound of the ocean waves, or it could be like the sound of a fire burning somewhere, you know, that crackling sound. Also, again, you can swipe left or right for the different sounds. So right now, this is the ocean sound or the ocean waves. If you swipe left, then this is the sound of wind, and this is the sound of muse. If you swipe, this is the sound of the forest. If you swipe, and this is the sound of fire burning. You can also reduce the volume or increase the volume if you want more noise to help you stay in focus. And you see there are other options here. For example, if you wanted to sleep, if you're having trouble sleeping, if you wanted to sleep, you would go to the sleep area, and then you would have to basically allow alarm notifications, and then you would set up an alarm if you wanted to sleep. If you wanted to take a short nap, say maybe you've studied for 2 hours and you wanted to take a nap, then you would also set up an alarm. You can click the start button, and over here you see just on top of the start icon, you see the wake up at 8:48 a.m. right? So it's going to be able to, you can program the time, how long you want to take a nap, and the alarm is going to ring and it's going to wake you up. And again, if you need to breathe, for example, if you want to take like breathing exercises, you can also do this. You can set them up at any interval you want: 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 5 minutes, even 15 minutes. 15 minutes is the maximum. It's really good. I've tried this before. It also has option of meditation. So if you wanted some meditation, you can click on explore and you would see selected meditation. These are, you know, things, some of them are free, some of them are not, but you can do like a meditation series, or you can do like a selected mix. You can select the sound, select the story. Say if you wanted to do some meditation, I'll choose this focus meditation, which is completely free, and then it will be with this narrator Andrew. It's for a duration of 15 minutes, and then you would just basically start.
Welcome to Tide. The following practice will help you with improving focus.
Yeah, basically this Tide app is really good. It just gets your life together. I feel like this app is many things in one, which is a very good thing, and it's really useful. I've done this once and I would say that it is really good, and so it's something that I would definitely recommend. The second app that will really help you give you that extra push if you're still having trouble focusing is Cold Turkey. With this app, didn't find it in the app store, so I had to use my computer to download it. So you download it. It allows you to start a timer during which distracting websites will be blocked entirely. So until the timer stops, there's no way to unblock the sites and no turning back. You can even block the entire internet if you need to. Other apps have a way around website blocks, but not this one. Talk about tough love. So if you are still having trouble focusing, especially if you're using like a desktop computer and you just want to focus, you just want to study, you just want to get something done without being carried away by watching a YouTube video or receiving text messages on your laptop, if you're able to do that, you can definitely use Cold Turkey, and you can definitely set Cold Turkey up. This is the Cold Turkey site, and apparently I have to download this. I've never used Cold Turkey before. I'm actually nervous about setting this up because I don't want to block my internet completely, but I guess I would have to download this. I might use it for later though, who knows. Okay, so we have installed the app, and this is the home screen, the home page, or the overview. And so if we wanted to block a website, we would go to start a new block, and then we can turn it on. Once we do, it's a continuous block, no breaks, and it is turned on now. So now that it's turned on, I'm just going to try test and see if maybe a page or a site will open. Say I wanted to go on to Facebook. Let's see if it's going to open.
Important security message.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
computer has been locked up. Your IP address. To unlock.
Okay, so actually it did block the Facebook website. I don't normally use Facebook on my computer, but I do have my Facebook logged in automatically. That's the beeping sound. If I wanted to maybe turn off the block, I would toggle the this button off, and then that would be it. We're just going to go back again and see if my Facebook can open up after blocking it. So my Facebook is open now. My account is open now, so definitely the cold turkey worked for Facebook, because, you know, like I said before, I knew my account was already logged in, even though I don't really use Facebook that much on my computer. I think it's very good, because if you're trying to get distracted and you're trying to like browse when you're not supposed to browse, and when it's not time for you to browse, there's that loud beeping sound, you know, that prevents you from accessing any site, which is a very good thing, because then it helps you to stay more focused. And I believe it will also help to curb addiction to social media if you're one of those people who are addicted to social media. No shade to those of you who do business online on social media, but definitely it is a very good way to focus your time, focus your energy on the things that are most important, so that you can get the best out of your work. The next app that I'm going to be talking about is basically a scheduler, or a calendar basically. Honestly guys, if you work, if you're a student here in Canada, and even if you're outside of the country, you need a calendar, you need a schedule to get your life together and stay organized, stay on top of things, especially when you're in school. So I do have an actual physical calendar that I use. I got this off of Amazon. I like the physical calendar. This is pasted just right in front of me whenever I'm doing anything, or whenever I have deadlines to meet, or anything at all that I'm doing. I write it out on the calendar, and I just want to be looking at it, because I look at my calendar every day just to help me know what I'm supposed to do, and also the time that I'm supposed to do it. The schedule app that I have here is the My Study Life basically. So once you've downloaded this into your phone, you open it, and of course you're going to have to set up an account. If you toggle this button here, you can see the various options of things that you can definitely do. Let's go to so right now I'm currently on tax, and let's go to schedule. So if you wanted to schedule, for example, this is a new academic year, and you know the classes, you've already enrolled in your classes, so you know what classes you're taking, you know the times, you know the days you're going to be having those classes. Under schedule option, you would go to new academic year, and then you will put a start date. So a lot of schools are starting basically next week, but it's not yet September, so let's just assume that there's a start date of August 24th, and there's an ending date of, let's put December 18th, because most classes usually end right before Christmas. And if you want a fixed scheduling, you can fix your scheduling whereby classes occur the same day every week at the same particular time. So we're going to leave it at that, except the schedule changes, and then you can either put a new term which we fixed here, and we're just going to change this to, we put December 18 in the first one, so we're going to leave it at December 18, 2021, assuming that school occurs. So I forgot to put my name. We're just going to type in my name right here, and we are going to save this new term, and then when we go back, we are going to save everything that we have. So right now there are no classes, and if you wanted to add a class, for example, you would just go to new class, you would toggle the subject or tap on subject, and then you would click this, you would tap on this plus button that is right here at the top right corner. The name of the class, let us say we are having English 101, for example. You can color code your classes any which way you want, however you want. This color right here is purple. I'm just going to leave it at that. And then the next part will be going into advanced, and we are going to put it right here, and we're going to tap on save at the top right corner. So we already have a class that is saved. If we wanted to add another class, for example, it will be the same method. So we're going to do maths 101, for example, and this color is too dark. I want bright colors because I just want to be seeing things. Yeah, so we're going to choose pink, and then we're going to choose another term, and let's just click this one and click on save. So right now I have two classes. For this new class, I guess this is another way, or another option we have to set. So we can choose the room that the class is going to be in. Let's say it's going to be room 108 in whatever school, and it's going to be in whatever building, BLDG for building. And whoever your teacher is, let's say our teacher's name is John Doe, and let's say it occurs maybe multiple times. If we're putting a new time, we would put maybe from 9 to 10:30, and we would set up the days. So we would pick like maybe Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, and then we would go back, and then we would click on save. So Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, we're having math 101 from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. right? And then we would go to save. And so we already have something on the schedule. If we wanted to see it in a calendar format, then this would be what we would be seeing. So we would have a math at room 108 Canada building, and we can see when we try to scroll, we can see that it's really showing us every single time we're going to be having this class from 9 to 10:30 up till the ending of the term. If you wanted to view the calendar in a monthly kind of format, you would just have to tap the top middle screen and either tap on week or either tap on month if you wanted to view it monthly or weekly, and then the color code shows that we have math on, you know, the selected day. It's really very effective, and it also shows you below, you know, if you click on any day, it kind of shows you the classes that you're supposed to have on that day. So it's really a very good way to organize yourself, organize your schedule, because you definitely need one. You can also set up assignments that you have to do. You can type in if you want to schedule a day for a particular assignment as the deadline day to submit that assignment. You can definitely do this using this same method, using this same format and this same procedure to do it. And then when you open it, when you go to the calendar, you just see everything lined up for you. This is literally the same way as having a physical calendar where you write it down. That's the only difference. You write it down and then you have it in front of you. Organization is really big, especially as a student, and even if you're not a student, organization is something that's really big. Guys, if this is your second time watching my video and you have not yet subscribed, what are you doing? Get on the moving train. Click that subscribe button that's down below. The next app is called I Am. So it is a motivational app. So it's a daily affirmations app that helps to program your brain to think more positively, build self-esteem, and change your thought pattern from negative to positive. You empower yourself by verbally affirming your dreams and ambitions. These positive affirmations shift your mindset and help you to strengthen the connection between your unconscious and conscious mind. And the more you keep doing this, the more resilient you become. It's really very necessary, especially if you are feeling overwhelmed. If you need like words of affirmation, it's really very good for you, and it sends you reminders. So we're going to be looking at how we are going to set it up. I have been using this app for the past 2 months, and so it's already set up for me, and I really love it. So once you've downloaded the app from your app store or from your Play Store, you will just tap on it. You can definitely set it up however you like. So if you wanted to go to like the home screen, or if you wanted to look at the categories, basically this is what the home screen looks like. You can make your own mix of whatever it is you want. If you want your own affirmations, that is locked, which means you would have to pay for the advanced version, but you don't technically you don't really need the advanced version, because the basic one works just fine. You can favorite anything that you want to favorite. If you want like positive affirmations for self-care, body positivity, positive thinking, stress and anxiety, so actually body positivity and positive thinking are locked, attracting love are locked, personal growth, they are locked. So I believe these are the ones that you would have to pay for $26.49 per year, and I believe that is US dollars. So for example, I chose the free one. I chose self-care because I really am into self-care, and you know, I'm very big on taking care of yourself no matter how busy you are. Let's say you are somebody who wants stress and anxiety. For example, you go to stress and anxiety, and then it gives you those daily positive affirmations that would help to calm you down and help you to feel less stressed. And the good thing about this again is that it sends you notifications and reminders. So like you don't even need to have the app open for you to get a positive affirmation that just beeps on your phone. You can look at it any single time you want. You can go to the app, but it really sends you, I think I get like about 20 in a day or so, like maybe once every hour. I think I always get like a beep on my phone from this app. If you wanted to go back to self-care, for example, this is what shows on the screen, and it says I am happy with the person I am becoming. Of course I am happy with the person I'm becoming. I enjoy being happy. So you can set it up however you like. If you wanted to change the aesthetics of the home screen, you would go to this thing that looks like a paintbrush, this icon here that looks like a paintbrush, and you would tap on it, right? So you can either put it at random. If you wanted to put it at random, then there's a lock sign, which means you would have to pay for the advanced version. But if you wanted just like, this is the basic one, what that comes with the download, but you can definitely change it to this, or like there's just different options that you can choose from, right? And say for example, if you wanted to choose this because you like this theme, this background theme, then this is the way it's going to display on your phone. You can even say it out loud to yourself, say it in front of the mirror. There is power in the tongue. I am gentle and forgiving of myself. Yes, we all need positive affirmations. There's power in the tongue. We all need some form of encouragement, you know, just to get through the day, just to get through our busy lives and our busy schedules. So I find this app very helpful. If you close this app, for example, you don't need to have the app open all the time for you to get those affirmations. So you can have the app closed and still receive notifications. Once it pops up on your notification screen, you can look at it and just read it to yourself, repeat it, internalize it, right? As I unclutter my life, I free myself to answer the callings of my soul. I will overcome any obstacles put in front of me. I'm attracting wealth, abundance, and well-being. Yes, I am, definitely. I like to keep trying even when things are hard. This app is really meant for me because I like words of affirmation, because I believe in the power of speech. Like there's power in your tongue. Always profess positive things to yourself. The fifth app that is on the list, and this is especially for those of you who are students, is YouTube. Now, hold on. It's not what you think. Now, I'm not talking about YouTube in terms of watching YouTube videos for leisure or for pleasure. No, we are talking about studies. We are talking about using YouTube for serious things. So if you're in a class, for example, and you don't understand what is going on, you feel lost, maybe you're studying the textbook book, you're the kind of person who you don't really do well when it comes to theory. If you're a visual person, if you're somebody who needs to watch a video in order to understand a certain topic or a certain concept, guys, YouTube should be your holy grail, right? YouTube should be your go-to. If you have studied something in theory, in words, in the textbook, and it's not sticking into your head, try YouTube. Go type it on YouTube. Like, you can literally find a topic that explains anything academically on YouTube. And there are so many educational channels that are probably going to have videos that will explain some of the concept. For example, there is Khan Academy. Khan Academy is very big on YouTube, whether it's if you're in medicine, if you're in engineering, if you're doing statistics, if you're doing math, if you're doing maybe like anatomy, physiology, you will find something that would be able to explain anything you find challenging in class. You will find it on Khan Academy, right? There are different educational channels out there. For example, if you're in nursing, for example, there is Sarah, registered nurse RN, there is Level Up RN, there's Simple Nursing. If you're in engineering, Khan Academy also has some videos on engineering. With YouTube, there are people out there who would explain something that you spend 2 hours, 3 hours studying. You'll be able to understand it in 15, 20, 30 minutes on YouTube, and it covers everything. You retain it more. I cut down my study time in half by using YouTube. So definitely check out YouTube for those educational videos that will really simplify anything that you can't understand. Alright guys, so these are all the apps that I use to increase and enhance my productivity in basically anything or any task that I do, and I hope that they work for you. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Share this video with anyone who you think might need this. Also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and turn on my post notifications so that you will never miss an upload. With that, I'm going to be seeing you in my next video. Until then, bye. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel AdaCanada. My name is Nikki. If you're new here or if you're a returning subscriber, welcome. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the common mistakes that new immigrants make, and this is especially for students. We are entering into a new season, new school season, new academic session. That means a lot of international students are going to be coming into Canada for their studies. If you are starting school or if you are moving to Canada very soon, you should definitely check out this video, watch this video to find out the common mistakes that new immigrants tend to make, so that you don't end up making these mistakes when you get into Canada. Definitely do keep watching. In no particular order, the first common mistake that a lot of new immigrants make, students and also PRs alike, is that they do not perform adequate research. Okay, so you're excited, you've gotten your visas, you've gotten everything that you need to move into Canada, and in the peak of that excitement, you forget to do research. If you have never ever been to Canada before, that means that you're coming in fresh into the country, and what you need to do is you need to perform adequate research. Research is super important. I've said this so many times in my previous videos that it's really very important to research about this new place, this new country that you're coming to, so that you are well equipped, so that you are well informed. Research about the province that you're coming into, research about the school that you're going to be entering into, the school life, the campus life. You can research about accommodations, you can research about the community, how do they do things there, what is the culture like. You can research about apartments, just anything, right? It's really important because you don't want to come here and be overwhelmed. It's very very, very easy to become overwhelmed here in Canada. If you're not equipped, people can easily mislead you, right? So it's very, very important to arm yourself with the right amount of information. You can also ask questions, send emails, reach out to people. If you know someone who is here in Canada, or if you have family here in Canada, you can also ask them questions and and just find out about things, right? Just so that you're better informed. Even research about job opportunities, right? You just don't want to come here and be taken by surprise by the way things are done here. Know enough about just everything and anything that you need to research about. Do everything, cover all your bases before you get here so that you're not overwhelmed or taken by surprise. The second common mistake that a lot of new students make is making expensive purchases, buying expensive things that you don't need or that are not necessary. And I know that when you're coming into Canada, especially now that it's a new school season, the market is going to be hot for apartments, especially for students, and prices might go up depending on the area that you are, the city that you're in, the province that you're in. It all depends on so many factors, and there might be that tendency to want to rush to get a place to stay just because it's difficult getting apartments, or because it's a new school season, so a lot of students are going to be rushing apartments and all of that, and you tend to pay exorbitant amounts. Or you might tend to meet certain places or certain types of accommodation whereby the landlord or whoever owns the building will want you to pay upfront, like 6 months of rent or 1 year of rent upfront, or sign a lease or any of those things. What I would advise is for you to calm down. Don't be in a haste to make that expensive purchase buying a new rental apartment. Try to understand the way the apartment system works. Ask questions, do your research. How do you look for accommodation? If you have someone that is in the city that you're moving to, or if you know someone who can help you, that's really great, because then you know that you can ask the person to like go do the research for you so that you can compare prices. The goal is to not be in a haste to go and buy an expensive apartment, because you're coming in as a student, okay? You're going to need all the money that you can get. You don't need to really spend all of your money, all of your allowance on an apartment, okay? You need to do proper research to find out which is the best place to stay. Take your time, get to know the place, visit so many places when you get here, and you can even make a 2-week plan or a 30-day plan to stay in an Airbnb while you figure things out. If you have family here, or if you have a friend here that's willing to let you stay in their place while you figure things out, or while you go out to seek for apartments, that's fine. But within that time frame, just make sure that you're doing the most that you can, doing the best that you can, just so you don't get cheated, or just so you don't get yourself into problems. Some of you might come in and be like, oh, I want to get a new car. I would strongly advise getting a new car if you're coming in as a new student, except if you have the money to spend on it. But honestly, I would strongly advise against getting a new car, because when you're getting a new car, except if you have $40,000, for example, to buy a new car outright, you would end up buying the car on credit, and you have to pay monthly. So you have to be paying car notes. Every amount, you pay a certain amount for that car for a number of years until you complete that payment. Trust me, guys, it's not worth it, and you shouldn't really be doing that if you're coming in as a new student. I would suggest instead start using the public transportation so that you can be able to find your bearing, understand how the road network works, and try to get your bearing before you go ahead and purchase a car. And even when you're purchasing a car, I would strongly advise against buying a brand new car. The car notes are expensive, and also the insurance as well is expensive, and you don't want to be accruing a lot of debt as a student, right? Because you're already spending thousands of money paying tuition, right? So you don't need that extra debt that is hanging on your neck. If at all you must buy a car, let it be a used car that is certified, or let it be a used car that is good, that is strong, that does the job, but at a cheaper price. Or better still, use the bus system or use the train system, however it is, and just try to get used to your environment before you go ahead and buy a car. Also, when you're buying material things like, for example, clothes or items, equipment, and all of those things, you might go into a department store, after buying, when you're checking out with the cashier will be like, oh, would you like to sign sign up for a rewards card so that you can get 10% off or 20% off. Guys, stop. Don't do it. Whatever you do in this life, stay away from anything credit card that has to do with a department store. Stay away from it. That is the fastest way to become broke in Canada, especially as a student. You do not need any of that. They only tell you things that would entice you and kind of mess with your psyche, right? So that the only thing you're hearing is, oh, 10% off, 20% off, 25% off. That means I get money off my order, right? It becomes cheaper for me, so I'm going to sign up for it, right? But then you are excited that you're getting something off, you're getting a certain percentage off, which is going to be cheaper for you. You're excited about that to the point where you forget to read the fine print, you know, those tiny things on the paper that you sign, those tiny things in details that come with expensive fees. The only credit card that I think you should be getting is the credit card from the bank. Okay, leave the department store cards alone. Trust me guys, you don't want to be purchasing anything on credit from the department store, especially as a new immigrant, as a new student. You don't want to do that, because that's a very sure way to accrue debt, and you don't need to be accruing debt. You don't need to come here and start accruing so much debt. If you're trying to save money, what I would suggest is visit the thrift store and check out the clothes. There are some items that you will get at the thrift stores that last longer than buying it at maybe a designer store or brand name stores, right? So thrift stores are a very good way to get things for cheap, where you get more and pay less. You want to be conserving your money. You don't want to be spending your money making expensive purchases, buying things that you don't need. You want to really save yourself a lot of stress while you're in school. The third common mistake that a lot of new immigrants, new students especially, make is no clear career path, no defined career path. Before you come into Canada, just make sure that whatever it is you're coming to study in Canada is something that is concrete. And when I say concrete, I mean there is a career path. There is a demand for it here in the next 5 years, 10 years. You want to be looking at coming into Canada to study programs or diplomas or certificate courses or anything like that that you know is going to be very, very beneficial to you. Take a look at the job markets in different provinces. See what each profession is like. See how well this profession is doing. See how well the job market is like. See how well the demand is like for these kinds of professions, and then tailor your needs towards that. Because honestly speaking, you don't want to come here, study something, and when you're done, you've graduated, you find it very difficult to get a job, and you're left with settling for less, or settling for an odd job, or just doing something that is not in your mind to do. It's not really what you want to do, but you're just doing it because you can't get a job, so you just have to do it. These careers should be the ones that are in demand 5 to 10 years from now, because that's how long it's going to take you to become a citizen. So you want to be in a profession that is actually in demand, that there is a need for those types of careers here in Canada, just so that you don't end up wasting time. The fourth mistake that a lot of people make is lack of a contingency plan. Okay, so contingency plan is like having a backup. So you have your main plan, which is your plan A. Your contingency plan will be something like your plan B, your plan C, your plan D, your plan E, right? So you already have a set defined plan that this is what you want to do when you come into Canada. Maybe you come into Canada and you want to look for a job while attending school. If your program permits it, you should have a plan B. What happens when you can't get a job in 1 month? What happens when you can't get a job in 2 months? What happens when plan A doesn't work? You move to plan B, right? And if plan B doesn't work, you move to plan C. If plan C doesn't work, you move to plan D, and you keep going. On average, it takes about 6 months roughly to get a job when you come in as a new immigrant here in Canada. Whether it's as a student or as a PR, it takes about 6 months. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to spend 6 months sitting at home. It just means that it's an average. So some of you might come in and within 2 weeks you've already gotten a job. Some of you might come in within 2 months, right? Some of you, it might take longer than 6 months, but the idea is that you need to have a contingency plan in place, so that when your main plan or goal doesn't seem to work out for some reason whatsoever, you need to have something to fall back on, right? You need to have savings, because if you don't have a job, then there's no way you can pay bills, there's no way you can pay your rent, there's no way you can, just survive here if you don't have anything that's generating income for you. So have that backup plan, have enough savings. When you're coming into Canada, have like 6 to 8 months worth of savings that would last you, that would keep you kind of afloat until something better comes along. And that's all it's about, because trust me guys, you don't want to come here and be stranded. That is the last thing you ever want to do. It's going to be tough, and it's going to be very frustrating and depressing for you. So have as many backup plans as possible, and also have enough savings that will cover you and keep you afloat. The fifth mistake that a lot of new immigrants, new students make is comparing lifestyles. This one is especially for students. Like they always say, comparison is the thief of joy. And what you need to understand is that you are an individual. You're not joined to anybody. You don't share DNA with anybody else, well, except if you're a twin. But technically, you understand what I'm saying. You don't share DNA. You don't share anything with anybody else. You don't need to compare yourself with another person, because you don't know what it took for them to get to where they are. The goal is, do not compare your beginning with somebody else's middle. You can't come into Canada and be like 2 weeks old or a month old in Canada and start comparing yourself to somebody who's been there for 2 years. It's not the same pathway. No two destinies are the same. So there is no need comparing this lifestyle with this other lifestyle. Focus on your own journey. Focus on your own pathway. It's very easy to become sad when your friend tells you, oh, they've gotten a job at so and so place that pays more, and you're working at this other place where you're getting less than, and maybe this other person starts to kind of live big, or situations where you feel like somebody else is doing better than you, and you should have been at that level that the person is, but you're not. Guys, stop it, okay? Stop comparing your beginning to somebody else's middle. Stop comparing your beginning to somebody else's top. It's not healthy for your mental health, for your physical health. It's just not healthy at all. Instead of comparing, focus on yourself. You see, okay, this person has already gotten to this extent that they've gotten to. This person has already succeeded in this thing that they wanted to. How can I do it even better so that I too can succeed? That should be your mindset, right? How can I do it better? What do I need to do so that I can succeed in my own pathway? What do I need to do? Do I need to take extra courses, maybe like certificate courses or online courses? Do I need to do more? Do I need to work more? Do I need to look for a better job than the one I'm doing? Do I need to, equip myself with more information? Just like your goal, your mindset should be, what do I need to do so that I can better my situation? What do I need to do so that I can do better, right? So that I can perform better, so that I can grow more, so that then I don't have to start having that inferiority complex again. You don't really know what that person went through to get to where they got to, right? So there is no need. You don't know what the person did. You only see what you see, which is what they want to show you, but you don't really know the inside details of what went down for them to get to that level, right? So there's just no need. And honestly, it makes you so exhausted when you compare lifestyles. It makes you so frustrated because you're not happy. You won't even focus on yourself to make yourself better, right? So what's the point? So the point is, just get busy with your own life. You can be happy for them, but at the same time, just get busy with your own life and try to make your own situation better. Try to go out there, put yourself out there to do better or work better, or just however you want to do it, that's going to make you shine, that's going to make you grow and succeed. Then just do it. The sixth mistake that a lot of new students, new immigrants make is not giving yourself a break. This one hits very close to home. If you've been watching my YouTube videos, you will understand what I'm saying. So when you're coming in as a new student, it's a new environment, it's a new educational system, everything is all new. The Canadian educational system is it's very stressful. I'm not going to like sit here and lie to you. It's very, very stressful. There is a lot to do in a very short amount of time, and you're always doing something every time. You always want to study to the point where you don't take out time for yourself. You don't take out time for self-care. You don't take out time to just relax, chill, and just kind of enjoy something, right? You're so focused on studying, you're so focused on working that you don't even have time for yourself. Guys, that is the fastest way to create burnout for yourself, and you do not need to do that, right? It is very important that in whatever you're doing, whether you're studying and you're working at the same time, create time for yourself. Take time out to rest, take time out to enjoy, take time out to visit new places, make new friends, make new connections, form a network, build something, build relationships. Let me tell you something. People here in North America don't joke with holidays. I mean, take a look at Canada, for example. We have so many holidays in a year, right? And people don't joke with holidays. When it comes to summer, people are always traveling. People want to travel to Mexico, people want to travel to Toronto, people want to travel to US, travel to Thailand, just anywhere that they can go and just relax and not be in that environment that creates that stress, so that they can recharge. People here don't joke with holidays, right? So why should you? I mean, there's no use killing yourself, because if you run yourself to the ground, somebody else is going to take your place. Try as much as possible to live your best life while you're here. It's good to study, have the time to study and all, but at the same time, create time to enjoy life, enjoy this environment. That's the basics of creating a very good work-life balance. Alright guys, so these are the common mistakes that I wanted to share with you. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also, subscribe to my channel. Please guys, subscribe to my channel guys. Please, please, please. Turn on my post notifications so that you will never miss an upload. And with that, I'm going to be seeing you in my next video. Bye! You are guaranteed to get your permanent residency. The moment you get your study visa approved, the moment you get your study permit approved, and you come in here to study, it's already a given that you're going to get that permanent residency. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel AdaCanada. Thank you so much for coming back. So today we're going to be talking about the easiest way that you can migrate to Canada. And without wasting too much time, we're just going to start right off. For me, the easiest way to move to Canada is through education, studies. So applying for admission, coming in to study for whatever degree it is that you want to study, whether it's bachelor's, master's, postgraduate, PhD, whatever it is, the easiest way to migrate is through studying. Now, I have a few advantages and a few disadvantages of coming in to study as an international student. Having done some research and also having looked at my experiences as well as the experiences of other people, I just come to the conclusion that this is probably the easiest way that you can come in and eventually get your permanent residence. We're starting off with the advantages. The first advantage is that it's quicker and it's easier to apply for. On average, it takes about 1 year for you to apply for admission and get a visa. Usually, applying for admission is nothing. It's very easy to get admission. It's very easy to get into any school in Canada as an international student, as long as you meet the requirements. However, the challenge is usually applying for the visa. And this is where you have to be very careful with your application and make sure that you do everything right to the T. But usually, on average, it takes 1 year from when you apply to when you get the visa and the study permit and when you come in. If you want to come in to study in Canada, you have to start planning, or you have to start applying a year ahead of time. So if you want to come in to study in Canada this year, then you must have started applying since last year, just because of the time constraint. Compared to permanent residency or applying for permanent residency from your home country, the educational route is easier again because 1 year is a lot easier, it's a lot more bearable. All you have to do is just look for a school that's offering whatever it is that you want to apply for, and then apply and then get the admission, get the visa and come in. It's very, very straightforward. The second advantage or coming in through education as opposed to coming in as a permanent resident is that you don't need to do anything before you apply, except you're asked to do anything. What I mean is that you don't need to take an English language proficiency test as long as you can prove that you studied in English from your home country. You don't need to do a World Education Services evaluation, credential evaluation for your PR. Nothing of that nature that's going to like waste time or take some time before you can actually apply. Whereas if you're coming in through permanent residency, first of all, you need to do the English language test and you need to do that credential evaluation before you can apply, and that already eats into your application time. And this is all before you can apply, right? Before you start waiting when you're in the pool to get nominated. The third advantage of coming in using education is that you are guaranteed to get your permanent residency. It doesn't matter how long it takes, you are guaranteed to get your permanent residency. The moment you get your study visa approved, the moment you get your study permit approved and you come in here to study, it's already a given that you're going to get that permanent residency. So you don't have to worry about getting a permanent residency. All you need to think about is the time it will take to get that permanent residency. By the time you're done with your studies, you will already have met the educational requirements for permanent residency. You will also already have met the living requirements required for permanent residency, and it kind of makes applying for that permanent residency become easier because you're already here. Based on just those two requirements for PR, it's already guaranteed. The only thing you have to care about is the time that it will take, which I'm going to talk about very soon. So now we finished talking about the advantages, and now we're moving on to the disadvantages of coming in as a student. The first disadvantage is that it's a lot harder to get a study permit or a study visa. It's a lot harder these days. As of 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, it used to be a lot easier to get the study permit when you apply, as long as everything is correct. Looking at people's experiences, like the most recent experiences of people who have tried applying for a visa and gotten rejected, I've noticed that it's a lot harder, and I don't know how, I don't know why, and it's almost looking as if it's a game of luck whereby when you apply, you have to just pray that some kind of miracle happens that you get it. People will do everything right, people will do everything correct, and then they still get rejected, right? So it's challenging. However, if you do get your study permit or your study visa approved, count yourself lucky. The second disadvantage of coming in to study is that it's expensive to study. You're coming in as an international student. Expect that you will be paying 2 times, 3 times, sometimes almost 4 times what the average citizen or the average PR person would pay to go to school here. So it's a lot more expensive to study as an international student. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people would prefer to get the permanent residency, so that when they come here and they're going to school, then they don't have to worry about paying international student fees. The third disadvantage is that it takes a longer time for you to get your permanent residency approved as opposed to when you apply for PR from your home country and then come in. And this is because if you're coming in as an international student, you're going to get a study permit and a study visa, and then once your program is done, you have to apply for a work permit first of all, and you need that work experience and a work visa. And once you have fulfilled every other requirement, you're good to apply for your permanent residency. So when you factor in the amount of time it will take to get a PR from a study visa compared to somebody who just got the permanent residency approved and is coming in from outside the country, you find that it's still doable. It just takes a longer time, and this is another reason why some people prefer to take the PR route directly from their home country, because they know that when they're coming, they don't have to spend too much time. It's already approved from their home country, and all they have to do is just pack their things and move and do the landing, and that will be it. Another disadvantage is that when you come in as a student, it takes a longer amount of time to settle into the country and get used to the system. What I mean is that if you're on a study permit, you can't work full time. You can only work for a certain number of hours, right? and you're basically just going to find that you're just getting by with paying bills. Sometimes you might not even get the job of your dreams. You're just going to have to work certain odd jobs or just do certain things just to be able to fend for yourself, but it's not really your dream job, it's not really what you want, and that's just because you're in school. So you would have to do that for however long you can do that, or the entire length of your program if you're working and going to school as well. With coming into school, you're only kind of restricted or limited in what you can do. By the time you've graduated from your program and you apply for a work permit, then that's when you can start targeting full-time jobs, and that's when you can start targeting the jobs that you really want. It takes a longer time just for you to be able to settle in, get the job that you want, and that doesn't have to just be for the sake of paying bills. You spend a lot more time before you can say you're settled in and you're living well, or at least you're living comfortably okay. Whereas if you're coming in as a PR, you're already a PR, so you can easily apply for any job that you want, full-time, part-time, casual, it doesn't matter. So that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, comment down below on what you think or what you prefer, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on my post notifications so that you will never miss an upload. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye.
Yeah, he sets my body in motion. He knows how to turn things up, and he knows what gets me going. Yeah, like a little text saying, hey, what's up? They look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They be looking at us, thinking we are too much. Look at me, I'm in a bad situation.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is October 2nd. It's my birthday.
On this on the block. Alright, I'm back again. You know what time it is.
Yes! A queen was born today. Today is my birthday, and I'm so excited for today. I didn't even think that this would happen, but I'm so excited. This video is going to be like a get ready with me video. It's going to be a vlog. I'm going to be vlogging my small birthday that I'm having. I'm trying to do my makeup. I am having dinner with my friend Tatiana. The dinner reservation is at a Brazilian restaurant, and the reservation is for 5. It's past 2. It's a little over past 2, so I'm kind of late because I have to like rush and start doing my makeup. This is a first. Like, I don't usually typically film stuff like this. First time doing a get ready with me kind of video, acting like those YouTubers that do beauty and all. I need to leave this house quite earlier because I'm picking Titi up from her place, and then we are going to head over to the restaurant. This is going to be a very rush kind of makeup. I'm trying to get my skin all moisturized and all before I actually start putting any makeup on. I didn't know this birthday would hold, not even going to lie. I started planning this birthday a long time ago. It's been a long time coming. I wanted to have a dinner party with my close friends. We're talking about, I started planning this about 2 months ago, and when I say planning, like, I mean I went all out. I bought a dress, I bought shoes, I bought a purse, I bought jewelry. I really went in. Last month, the province that I live in, we went into I don't know if I would call it a state of emergency or something, but what happened was the Delta variant and other variants of COVID-19 are increasing in number in my province, and so the restrictions that were lifted on Canada Day 1st of July came back. I just wasn't sure if there could be large gatherings in restaurants, because it was going to be in restaurants. We're going to eat food that we've never eaten before from a country that we've never been to. I wasn't too sure if restaurants would be accepting large crowds. You understand? I mean, like, it's not like it's a large crowd or anything, but like, you get the picture, COVID and all that kind of threw my plans off balance, and then some of the people that I invited, some things just happened in terms of circumstances and logistics. I just cancelled because there was nobody to attend the party. Things came up on their end, which is quite understandable. I was so bummed that I couldn't really have this dinner party. I thought I would just end up staying at home today. TT called me yesterday and she was like, what are you doing for your birthday? What are you doing for your birthday? I was like, well, nothing. I don't really have anything planned. Before I could say Jack Robinson, I was already looking for restaurants to book. So this is just going to be like girls' night out, dinner date, a girls' night out situation type of thing for my birthday. I was very bummed that I couldn't get to have that dinner party and all. But you know what? I'm not going to cancel. Making myself happy. I'm not gonna cancel making myself happy today. Yo, I look very weird, but you know, I'm just trying to get this makeup done in time.
One eternity later.
Okay, so this is the final look. The category is a birthday extravaganza, or is it dinner party, or is it girls' night out, whatever is the case. Damn, I look so fine. Damn, I'm a beaut spec. Woo. Oh my god. It's just 5 minutes after 4. I actually finished like 10 minutes ago, but I've been trying to like gather all my bags and belongings and stuff, and I'm gonna be heading out now to go pick up Tatiana because we're supposed to be at our reservation for 5. I'm gonna show you the full outfit somewhere along the way. I look so good, job. I love it. I'll see you when I get there. I'm here at Tatiana's place, and just before I go, I've been on the phone with Favor for like a couple of minutes now. So this is Favor. Favor, say hi to my vlog.
Hi, Nikki's vlog. Wait, I rap for Nikki. Let me rap again. You guys should see. Let me get my microphone. You guys, I wrote a rap for Nikki. It may not make sense, but please just listen to it. Hey Nikki, long leg Nikki, birthday Nikki. I know you're busy, but it's just too easy to be you, Nikki. Nikki is so pretty. Don't mind my microphone, but Nikki is very pretty. So I have to. A pretty lady deserves a pretty. Yeah. Yeah. So happy birthday, Nikki. I love you so very much.
I love you too.
You already know.
Yeah. So I'm just feeling myself. Like who is this? Like Daddy, they are not ready. What? Such a beauty.
They finally make you.
Favor is hyping me as I'm hyping myself. So
of course, Nikki, now you'll be cool. Like, if it's not Nikki, it's not Nikki.
Yeah, so
Nikki.
there are no two of us, please. It's just only me,
Yes,
you know, the one and original. You understand?
Just one and only Nikki. And we're a duplicate.
Show me the color when you turn me on. When you tell me you want me down. Done it, I done this before you found. I won't catch it on no one story. Cause you love to have more kind. Gonna be sweet there, telling me you need me. Said I'm from a city that's high school. I give them the time to I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like coming. When I swim down to the deep end, wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real close, honestly? I can tell that you're fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes, separate and right.
Hey guys! Hey! Did you say hi to my vlog? I'm very hungry. We're here. We couldn't make it to the Brazilian restaurant again because apparently we've been there before and we had forgotten that we've been there before. So last minute we had to like switch up and figure out where we want to be. And we ended up here. This is a Chinese restaurant, the Lingnan restaurant here in downtown. It's a very nice place, but it's very dim. It's very dim. This is where we are doing our birthday party, but it's very red. I had to turn off the ISO. But yeah, guys, you guys can't see me very well. We've already ordered pina colada. I'm having the non-alcoholic pina colada, but Titi is having the alcoholic pina colada. So we'll see how it goes. So guys, we've already placed our orders. I didn't even get a chance to even show the orders, but we ordered the deluxe dinner for two, and we're having pina colada. Mine is non-alcoholic, hers is alcoholic, but I think I've said that before. So
I done this before you fall. I won't catch it on the one store, cause you love to have it more calm. Calling me sweeter, telling me you need me, but I'm from a city that's high school. I give them the time more I go. Cause you about money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like coming. When I swim down to the deep end, wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real close, honestly? I can tell that you're fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes, separate and run. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you can have her from behind. I don't understand how you taking all the time. Left, right, can you take it all the night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you can have her from behind. I don't understand how you taking all the time. Left, right, can you take it all the night? Take it, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. Cause I want ya, and it's hard to resist. And it's hard to resist.
I'm hungry. I'm seriously hungry. I hope that I bring this food because I'm tired.
Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I can have her from behind. I don't understand how you taking all the time. Left, right, can you take it all the night? Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I can have her from behind. I don't understand how you taking all the time. Left, right, can you take it all the night? She made it call way too real. The way you telling me you wanna reply.
Show me how you do it.
Pick it up, why you tryna find the pieces when you pick it up? Why I like when you say when you pick it up? Yeah, you know that I'm bad. Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I can have her from behind. I don't understand how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all the night? Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I can have her from behind. I don't understand how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all the night? Finally don't get no fuss. Finally wanna be riding on my way. Finally woke up with some luck in the book. I don't give a what someone say. Finally got my friends in the back of my roller. We gon' make it big one day. We gon' make it big, I say. We gon' make it big, just stay in there. Stay in the moon. Stay in the moon with me.
Hey guys, so we have special fried rice here, and this is beef with broccoli, cauliflower and a bunch of vegetables, and then this is lemon chicken, and that is fried shrimp over here, lemon chicken, beef with some vegetables, and special fried rice.
You eyes when we leave for the night. Way too many heartbreaks still on your mind. Let the flame burn out for a while. Let the flame burn out for a while. Stay in the moon. Stay in the moon with me. Give you a moment. Give you a moment with me. Smell all the roses. Smell all the roses with me. Just give you a moment. Stay in the moon with me.
Very next evening.
Hey guys, today is October 3rd and it is evening time here. So what happened yesterday was my battery died on my camera. I just was tired, but basically we ate, and when we were done we left and we started coming home. I just remembered that I'm supposed to do an outro for this video that I haven't done. But yeah, I had a great time. I enjoyed myself. I was happy that at the end of the day I didn't get to just sit around in the house and be on my phone 24/7 on my birthday. I'm happy that I was able to get out. Basically, this is considered an outro. I am so tired, guys. I still feel like I need more sleep, but thank you so much if you've watched up to this point in this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up, share this video, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this or study videos and all whatnot, and don't forget to turn on my post notifications. I have to end this vlog right here, so I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay safe. Thank you for watching.
Stay in the moon. Stay in the moon with me. Give you a moment. Give you a moment with me. Smell all the roses.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me again, Nikki, aka AdaCanada. And for today's video, I'm going to be walking you through how you can find the best accommodation as a new student coming into Canada. This is a new school season, so it is apartment hunting season, and a lot of people are going to be on the hunt for apartments. So as a newcomer in Canada, whether you want to stay on campus or you want to stay off campus, depending on what your needs are, I'm going to be sharing with you the tips and the tricks of how to find the best accommodation, including the important things that you absolutely need to know before you purchase a rental apartment. If this is the video for you, definitely do keep watching. Okay, so like I said before, this is a new school season. School is starting in roughly 1 month from now, and a lot of people have started looking for apartments, especially new students. A lot of people are going to be moving. Even just in my city alone, we already have a lot of people who are searching and asking questions and looking to find rental apartments. I've divided this video or grouped this video into categories or parts. I'm going to be dissecting each one at a time. Okay, so the first part of this video is going to be where to find apartments, where to find rental places to stay. Now, if you're looking for an apartment, you can do so online basically, so it doesn't matter whether you're in Canada or whether you're outside of Canada. Online is the best place, one of the best places that you can search or surf for apartment vacancies. And there are so many different sites out there, but the commonest ones that a lot of students use are Kijiji.ca, Facebook Marketplace. There's also Airbnb Accommodation. There's also Rents.ca. So it doesn't matter which one you're looking, you're probably going to be exploring different options through these online sites. I'm going to be putting links in the description box to where you can find apartments or where you can start your basic search for an accommodation. Please be sure to check out the description box. And just so you know, by the way, this video is not sponsored by any of the companies or any of the websites that I've mentioned in this video. I'm just giving my opinion and I'm giving references to back up, so not sponsored. Now, the next part is the types of accommodation that we have in Canada for students. There are two major types of accommodation for students. There is on-campus accommodation or on-campus housing, and there is off-campus accommodation or off-campus housing. On-campus accommodation is exactly what it is. It is accommodation that is on campus. So the hostels, the rental apartments, the buildings, they are owned by the school, they are managed by the school. If you are looking for an on-campus accommodation, you would have to apply through the school's website in order to be given accommodation. The catch is that you have to have gotten admission with the school before you apply for accommodation with the school if you want to stay on campus. So if you don't have any admission letter, if you don't have any program that you're in, there is no way you can seek accommodation on campus. When it's time to apply for accommodation, you would have to do so through the school's website. So you're not looking online at kijiji.ca, you're not looking at Facebook Marketplace, you're going directly to the school's website under the section of housing or accommodation, however it's named, and then you fill out the application form and provide whatever supporting documents that they require of you. The benefits of living on campus are mainly proximity and commute. So because you're going to be staying on campus, you're probably going to find that it's easier to get to school and it doesn't really take much. You don't really have to spend so much on transportation. You can literally take a walk to school for about 5-10 minutes to your classes, depending on where the accommodation is located within the campus. But generally it's usually very easy and there's just no stress when it comes to transportation. The downside to it is that it is very, very expensive, somewhat more expensive than off-campus accommodation. So with on-campus accommodation, you can expect to spend right around somewhere between $7,000 to $10,000, $11,000, and even $12,000 in a year on campus accommodations, depending on the type, whether it's 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom or studio and all whatnot on campus. I would say that this is definitely more expensive than what you would get for the equivalent kind of accommodation or the equivalent space if you were to be staying off campus. However, if you're the type of person who is so new to Canada and you don't want to go through that stress of having to look online or search for off-campus accommodation, you really just want to be within the school environment, you really just want to be as close to school as possible and don't want to have to live so far away or don't want to have to deal with public transportation and all whatnot, then I would say definitely go for the on-campus accommodation if you can afford it. Another thing with on-campus accommodation is that it really goes out very fast. So when you get your admission letter, immediately apply for accommodation if you wish to stay on campus, and if you can afford to stay on campus, apply as immediately as possible because the spots or the slots usually go out very, very fast. On the flip side, we have the off-campus accommodation. So the off-campus accommodation again is exactly as it is, and it's not owned by the school. It could be owned by a rental company, for example Boardwalk, or it could be owned by a private individual. It could be owned by anybody that is just not affiliated with the school. And this off-campus accommodation usually is leased out to people, whether it's students or workers or whoever, right? There's usually a lease in place. Now, a lease is a contract. It's a legal document. It's a binding document whereby if you're seeking accommodation, if you're seeking a place to rent, you would have to sign a lease. So it's like a contract that kind of lists your responsibilities, what you're expected to do within that apartment building, and how you're expected to live. For example, paying rent every month. It's kind of like that legal document that says this person who is renting this place is renting it out to you under certain conditions that you have to abide by if you want to live in that person's place. When it comes to lease in off-campus accommodations, there's usually the extended or the long-term lease, and there's the short-term lease. The extended or the long-term lease is a lease that is 1 year, and that is what we have for the most part in Canada. A lot of people have rental apartments with leases of 1 year, so it always expires 1 year and you have to renew the lease if you want to keep staying in that place. However, you can also find short-term leases of 6 months or 3 months, but those are relatively rare. It's not easy. They don't come easy to find. There are also some places where people who are renting out do not deal in lease agreements or anything like that. It's more like a verbal agreement between you who is renting and the landlord who owns the place, whereby you agree that you're going to pay a certain amount every month. So there's literally no contract, there's no lease, there's nothing that binds you to that place. However, it's risky staying in that kind of place where there's no lease agreements, because the landlord can wake up on a random day and ask you to move out for whatever reasons best known to them, impromptu. So if you have a lease, then that means you have that legal document that is in place, and that means nobody can just ask you to move out of the rental apartment impromptu. But if you don't have a lease in place, there's a risk that the landlord could just like take that place or decide to use it to do whatever, and then you're left stranded and you have to look for a new place to stay on a very short notice. Okay, so now that we have covered the bases, we're going to be looking at the types of rental apartments. So in no particular order, we have what we call the bachelor or the studio apartment, which is basically your typical self-contained apartment. However, in this case, the bedroom and the living room share the same space. So basically you have your bed in your living room, and then you have your kitchen as well, and of course you have the washroom, right? So that's what the bachelor's apartment or the studio apartment is about. And these types of apartments start from usually $800, $900 and up. The next type of apartment is a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom rental apartment, and this is more like a flat kind of apartment where you have 2 individual rooms in a flat, and those 2 rooms are sharing a common area. The common areas are the living room, the kitchen, and the washroom. So basically in the setup, you have 2 rooms, or you have 3 rooms, for example, sharing a washroom and sharing a kitchen, sharing the laundry space, and also sharing the living room. On average, a 2-bedroom flat usually starts around $900 to $1,000. So for example, if you want to stay in a 2-bedroom flat, that means that because you're occupying 1 room, if the flat is $1,000, because you're occupying 1 room, that means you pay $500, and the other person who is occupying the second room will pay $500, and that makes it $1,000 for the entire flat. We also have the basement apartments, which is in a lower level, kind of on the ground, but not really fully on the ground, just in a lower level, and it's typically very similar to a flat that is in an upper level. You can have like a single basement where it's just 1 room with the parlor looking like a studio kind of setup. You can also have a 2-bedroom basement or a 3-bedroom basement. Usually what is more common in Canada is a 2-bedroom basement that will look the same as a 2-bedroom flat. So you have the same setup, 2 rooms sharing 1 one washroom, sharing one kitchen area, and sharing the living room as well as the laundry. Basement apartments usually go from $1,100 to $1,200 and even up. The next kind of apartment is the townhouse apartment. Now these townhouses are uniform multi-floor houses that share walls with adjacent properties, and each house has its own entrance. So they are basically houses that look uniform and they look exactly the same. One house looks exactly the same as the next. Now students can rent townhouses from individuals. So usually it's individuals that own townhouses. Townhouses usually start from $1,200, $1,300 and up, just depending on how modern the townhouse is. The next kind is the condo apartment or the condominium, and this is the private residence that is owned by an individual who rents it out. It's usually located among high-rise buildings. They're usually very high-rise buildings and they're usually pricey. They can go from as high as $1,500 and up. The next type of apartment is a homestay apartment. So a homestay apartment is basically you staying in somebody's house, like a family house. So you will have a host, and the host can be anybody who has a house can offer their place for a homestay. So basically you have a host that lives with their family inside their house, but then they have an extra room or a spare room that they would like to give out to somebody. Homestays are usually, for the most part, given out for a short period of time, and when you're in a homestay place, you are basically eating the same food that the family makes or the family eats, and you're also partaking in the same daily routines that the family partakes in. Basically you're just doing whatever it is the family does. You have to partake in it, and whatever food they eat, you would have to eat the food. When I moved to Canada 6 years ago for school, I stayed in a homestay place for a short period of time before I moved out. However, one thing that I liked about that place was the fact that I had leeway, so I had freedom to eat whatever it is I wanted to eat. So if I didn't feel like eating what the family made or the food that was available at the house, I could make my own food. I could cook my own food in the kitchen. Not every host is welcome to that idea of you cooking in their kitchen. They just give you what they have and you're supposed to just eat it, right? Some people won't allow you enter their kitchen, but I had the leeway and the leverage to enter into my host's kitchen to cook my own food if I wanted to. I could go out if I wanted to go out to anywhere. So now the next part is that we're going to be looking at the important things that you need to note, and these things are super important as a newcomer when you're looking for accommodation. These are things that you have to bear in mind so that you don't get taken by surprise or swindled. The first thing that you need to note is that in Canada, anywhere and everywhere across Canada, rent is paid on a monthly basis. Every single month you have to pay your rent. So you can pay your rent on the first day of the month or on the last day of the month. It depends on the agreements that you have in the lease with the rental company or with the renter or the private person who is renting out the apartment or leasing it out. However, that rent must be paid monthly. Another thing that you need to note is that there is a security deposit that comes with your first rent payment, and this security deposit is more or less like a damage fee deposit, right? It's more or less like a fee that you pay in the event of any damages to the rental apartment that you're staying in, and it is usually a fraction of the amount of rent that you're supposed to pay. So for example, if you are moving into a 2-bedroom apartment with someone and that 2-bedroom apartment costs $1,000, that means you get to pay $500 and the other person who is renting the apartment with you gets to pay $500. So for example, the security deposit could be $250, which is basically half of your rent. So your first rent payment, if you're moving in this month, for example, which is August, right, your first rent payment will be $500, but you're going to add a security deposit of $250, making it $750. So what you will pay for the first month will be $750. The security deposit is a one-time fee. You only pay it once, and they use it to cover any damages that happens inside the house that is caused by you. So for example, if you break the wall, or if you spoil the door, or if you spoil the window or something like that, the money to fix whatever damage that you caused will be taken from the security deposit. And if you decide to move out of that apartment, your security deposit is supposed to be refunded to you in full in the event that you do not cause any damages. So if you didn't damage anything inside that rental property, then your security deposit will be refunded in full amount. However, if there were damages caused, then you're not going to get the full refund for your security deposit, depending on the extent of the damage and how much it costs to fix that damage. The next important thing to note is that lease agreements can be very tricky and can be very dicey. So you have to be very careful. If you're going to be signing a lease to rent an apartment, make sure that you read the entire contract. Make sure you understand every single word inside that document before you sign that document. If you find an accommodation and you're going to stay in a place for an extended period of time, I would say go for an extended lease if you want to lease an apartment. So an extended lease is 1 year. That will be the ideal thing to do. However, if you find a place and you don't want to stay there for a long period of time, you say you don't want to stay there for longer than 1 month, or you don't want to stay there for longer than 3 months or longer than 6 months, then I would advise you do not sign an extended lease. You can either stay in a short-term lease of 3 months or 6 months, depending on your needs or depending on the length of stay, or better still, you can stay in a homestay, or you can even have like a 2-week plan or a 30-day plan to stay in an Airbnb while you sort your accommodation out. But please guys, under no circumstances should you sign or get an extended lease if you know you're not going to stay in that apartment for that long, for up to a year. Just look for a homestay or stay in an Airbnb. The thing is, if you find an apartment and you sign a lease and you start living in that apartment, a lease is 1 year on average. If for some reason you wish to move out before the expiry date of that lease, that means you're going to incur heavy fines, because if you move out, you're technically breaking the contract, you're breaking the lease agreement. So if there are any fines involved, you would have to pay for those fines when you move out. Either that, or you will be forced to stay till the ending of your lease if you don't want to pay those fines, and towards the ending of your lease you would have to start looking for a new accommodation. Another thing again is, if you're staying in a place and it's coming to the end of your lease period, your lease is about to expire, say for example we're in August now and your lease is about to expire in November, that means you have to start now to start looking for accommodation. Do not wait until November before you start looking for accommodation, because once that lease expires, if you're not going to renew the lease to stay in that place, then you have to move out as immediately as possible, or they'll come and throw your things out. What I would say is just be careful when it comes to lease agreements. Read all the fine details and understand. A lot of rental properties do not have the option of a short-term lease for 3 months or 6 months. They prefer an extended lease, but if you search very well, you might still be able to find places that will lease out an apartment for a short period of time. Another thing that you have to take note is that when you're looking for rental apartments online, do not trust the pictures that you see online. There are some sites that are very shady and not very trustworthy, so do not be too quick to believe everything you see online. And this is especially for those of you who are outside of Canada and you're surfing. You're definitely going to be surfing with Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace or Rent-A-See or any of those things. So please do not be too trusting of the pictures that you see online. Your best bet would be to either go in person if you're in Canada, or if you have a friend or a family who is here, and is able to check the place out for you, then you can do so. But don't be too quick to buy an apartment online that you haven't seen. Get to see it for yourself before you make that payment. Or better still, I've probably repeated this so many times in this video, when you come, look for a homestay place and stay there for a short period of time, and then you can be looking for apartments where you can go out and see for yourself what you actually want. I'm not gonna lie, there are a lot of shady people online who post pictures that aren't true representations of what is actually in place in that apartment. So don't get easily fooled by the pictures you see online. Dig deeper and get to see for yourself instead of trusting what you see online. Now another thing is, many apartments do not come furnished. So all of the pictures that you probably will be seeing in this video are pictures of furnished apartments, right? So most apartments will usually be empty. There won't be any furniture, there won't be anything. It's hard to find apartment or accommodation that is furnished, and usually when you find apartment or accommodation that is furnished, you will pay extra just because it is furnished, right? So most of them will come empty, and you will only just need to move your things inside and then start buying furniture and start buying other equipment. Again, another important thing to note is that most rental prices do not include certain utilities. For example, your internet or your cable or gas or heating or even water or even garbage disposal. Some rent prices in rental apartments do not include those extra fees for utilities. So if you're going to be staying in such an apartment that doesn't have those fees in their rent, that means you're only going to be paying your rent monthly, and then you're going to make separate payments for the utilities for those. So just bear in mind, if you see an apartment where everything is all inclusive, that's fine. But if everything is not inclusive, then you would have to be making separate payments for that, and then separate payments for rent. This important thing to note is, strictly for those of you who prefer to stay off campus, one thing you should consider is proximity and location. Proximity to school and also location. So when you're looking for an off-campus accommodation, just to make things a little bit easier for you, try as much as possible to get an accommodation that is at least within 5 to 15 minutes from school. And the 5 to 15 minutes is maybe taking a bus for 5 to 15 minutes or the train for 5 to 15 minutes to get to school. You just want to be as close to school as possible, just so it's easier for you to commute, because you don't want to spend like 1 hour in a bus trying to get to school or 1 hour in a train trying to get to school. Just imagine when you have classes as early as 8 a.m. in the morning, but you're leaving the house by 6 or 6:30 just to catch the bus or catch the train and spend an hour on the road or an hour plus on the road. That alone is stressful. My advice would be to find a place that is relatively close to school. You can just like hop in, hop out without spending too much time on public transportation, because that really eats up your time and even makes you tired. Again, you also want to make sure that wherever you want to stay that is off campus, apart from being close to school, just make sure that you have access to the grocery store. Make sure you have access to food. Don't under any circumstances stay in a food desert, a place that you have to basically travel 30 minutes or travel 1 hour in order to get to the grocery store. It's not ideal, right? So try to stay in a place that has a very quick access to food. It's just a lot easier. Alright guys, so I believe this is all that I have to say regarding finding the best accommodation to suit your needs as a newcomer or a new student in Canada. I hope that you liked these videos. I hope that you understood everything I said. I hope that you liked the tips, and I hope that they eventually help you in your search for accommodation. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Share this video with your friends or with anyone you know that is new to Canada or coming into Canada very soon and would need a place to stay. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. Click that red subscribe button that's down below to help me grow this channel. Turn on my post notifications so that you will never miss an upload. And until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nikki aka AdaCanada, and for today's video I'm going to be giving you a list of some of the cheapest universities in Canada for international students for graduate programs. So if you are a prospective international student looking to come study in Canada for your graduate diploma, your master's or your PhD, and you also want to do so on a budget but you don't know where to start from, you don't know what schools to check out, definitely check out this video, watch this video, because this video is definitely for you. I will be giving you all the details on these schools. Sit back, relax, don't go anywhere. So we're not going to waste too much time, we're just going to delve right into it. However, I do want to make some important points to know just for a few seconds. I have a list of 7 schools, so obviously this list isn't exhaustive because there are definitely more than 7 schools that have cheap tuition rates for international students, but this is just something to give you an idea on where to look and what to look out for, what programs, tuition rates. If you're so concerned about how much it will cost to study in Canada, there are definitely cheap schools, and I created this list based on schools that have tuition rates or tuition estimates at or less than $10,000, because we all know that it costs double of that amount to study as an international student. So definitely this is worth something looking into. Also, all of these schools that I'm going to be telling you have a DLI, which is a designated learning institution number. This is a special code for the school. When you apply to this school, when you graduate, you can definitely get an open postgraduate work permit from these schools, and you can also move on to get your permanent residency using these schools for your Canadian education requirements. I will also be providing links to all of these schools in the description box below. If you're new to the idea of exploring Canada, you don't know where to start from when it comes to studies, you're looking for cheap schools, affordable tuition, definitely check out this video, check out the schools with the links in the description box, and then find out what program is right for you and go ahead and apply. Also, I need to make another disclaimer just to let you guys know that the prices, the costs that I'm going to be mentioning here are in Canadian dollars, and they are also estimates, averages. What I'm giving you are estimates and averages. If you choose to apply to any one of these schools, when you get admission, the school will give you the real deal, the exact figures, the exact cost for the tuition. So just bear that in mind, that these are estimates, anything can happen, they can change when you apply. Just bear in mind that things are always changing in Canada all the time, every time. Okay, with that being said, we are moving right into the list. I'm going to be starting with number 7. So coming in at number 7 is the University of New Brunswick. This school is located in the capital and commercial city of Fredericton, New Brunswick, which is home to an annual Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival. That is a lot of music for the music lovers, especially those of you who are into jazz. For international students at this school, the estimated tuition per year is $10,845 for a research-based graduate program and $5,418 per year for a course-based graduate program. This is actually very strange. This is worth looking into because technically and normally research-based programs in Canada are cheaper than course-based programs. So with this school, the reverse is the case. Now I don't know why, but this is exactly what I saw on the school website, so it's definitely worth looking into. They also have a range of graduate programs that is worth considering if you're looking for a cheap graduate school to attend. In terms of the living cost, if you were to rent a 2-bedroom apartment, the average price is $1,400 per month. So if you wanted to share with someone else, you will be paying $700 per month. Now, from my perspective, that's good. However, I still feel think you can find something that is a little cheaper than $700 per month. Moving down to number 6, we have Memorial University of Newfoundland. This school is located in St. John's, which is also the capital city of Newfoundland and Labrador. If I know anything about this province, I know that they have a lot of fishery, agriculture, as well as oil and gas, because obviously they are right beside the Atlantic Ocean. However, I wouldn't really advise you to pursue pursue a career in oil and gas in that province. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even advise anybody to pursue a career in oil and gas in Canada, period, because there's a 0.0001% chance that you will get a job in oil and gas. So I don't know. For the international student, the tuition cost is estimated at $9,666 per year. They also have a wide range of graduate programs ranging from humanities and social sciences to sciences as well as arts. This is a very famous school. In terms of the living cost, a one-bedroom apartment averages around $919 and a two-bedroom apartment averages around $1,002 according to rentboard.ca. So if you were splitting with somebody for the two-bedroom apartment, that means your rent will be $501. That's what you call dirt cheap. It's really cheap. Moving down to number 5, we have the University of Prince Edward Island. This university is located in Charlottetown, which is also the capital of the province, Prince Edward Island. This place is known for a lot of fisheries and agriculture. Again, it's right by the ocean, as well as being home to the famous Confederation Center of the Arts and the Canadian Potato Museum. For a small province, they produce a lot of potatoes. People who live in this province are also called spot islanders. Whatever that means, I don't know. Tuition is estimated at $8,688 per 2-year program for international students for a Master of Science degree. And they have programs in engineering, nursing, veterinary science. If you're looking at the living cost, a 2-bedroom apartment will average around $1,300. Guys, if you're still watching this video by this time, consider subscribing to my channel because chances are you've probably watched my other videos. So what are you waiting for? Moving down to number 4 on the list is the University of Saskatchewan. This university is located in the capital city of Saskatoon in the province of Saskatchewan. The estimated tuition per year for international students is $8,096. If I know anything about this school, it's the fact that this school is so good when it comes to research. This school is a top tier research university, is one of the best research universities in Canada and even in the world. Whatever it is you want, whatever it is you're looking for, you will find it at the University of Saskatchewan. Whether it's engineering, nursing, medicine, public health, law, public administration, anything you want is there in University of Saskatchewan. I know a number of people who have graduated from the University of Saskatchewan and they are doing excellently well for themselves. If you don't know any school to apply for, like if you are not interested in any of the other schools that I have mentioned, apply to the University of Saskatchewan. They have a very good acceptance rate for international students. If you had the opportunity to apply to 2 schools or 3 schools or even more, let one of them be the University of Saskatchewan and you will thank me for this. Like, this school is so good if you're into research and if you're looking at a graduate program, it's really that good. Looking at the living cost for a 1-bedroom apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment will cost on average $925, while a 2-bedroom apartment will cost on average $1,054. Now come on, this school is cheap, has considerably cheap tuition, and you're also getting cheap accommodation. What more could you possibly ask for? Now moving down the list to number 3 is Brandon University. Brandon University is located in Brandon, Manitoba. This is not the capital city of Manitoba. However, the city is famously known as the wheat city of Canada because it processes flour, meat, fertilizers, chemicals, petroleum products, and it also provides regional arts and cultural facilities. Estimated tuition per year for international students is $7,000. This school boasts one of the most affordable tuition rates in Canada. They have grad programs in education, nursing, environmental sciences, as well as music. Considering the living cost, a 1-bedroom apartment averages $870 and a 2-bedroom apartment averages $1,110. So if you were splitting a 2-bedroom in this city, small city, cheap tuition, you'll be spending $550 per month on your rent, which is a good deal. It's cheap. it's definitely cheap. I would say that. Moving down to number 2, we have Simon Fraser University. This university is located in Burnaby, British Columbia, which is only 15 minutes away from the capital city of Vancouver. The estimated tuition per year for international students is $5,000 with programs in applied sciences, arts and social sciences, and also business. Looking at the living cost, a 1-bedroom apartment averages a minimum of $800, which means you will definitely find some 1-bedroom apartments that cost more than. A 2-bedroom apartment averages a minimum of $990. Burnaby is only 15 minutes away from Vancouver, which is the capital city. However, this city boasts of being 10 to 20% cheaper than Vancouver, and I would know this because I have been to Vancouver before, and I can tell you for a fact that the standard of living is really high. A lot of people live on the outskirts or in neighboring cities, and then they go to Vancouver for work or school. So neighboring cities are Burnaby, Abbotsford, Chilliwack, Surrey, you know, some of those neighboring places, right? They live there, they have properties there, and then they come to Vancouver for their businesses or whatever it is they want to do there, because those areas are cheaper. The standard of living is cheaper, the gas is cheaper, the food is cheaper. I bet even the air that you breathe in those neighboring cities is cheaper than in Vancouver. But anyway, yeah, so it's definitely cheaper to live in Burnaby than it is to Vancouver. You're only going to be 15 minutes away, so if you still wanted to go out and have fun, you can definitely do so. The number 1 cheap school is the University of Northern British Columbia. This school is located in the northern part of the province of British Columbia. The main campus is at Prince George, and other campuses are at Fort St. John, Terrace, and Quesnel. Estimated tuition per year for international students is $4,000, with the exception of an MBA program, which is estimated at $8,845. If you were considering this school and you wanted to know what it would cost to rent a 2-bedroom apartment, the average is $800, but it could be more. This school is definitely one of the schools that you should be on the lookout. They have a number of graduate programs, but it's definitely worth looking at, especially if you're really on a budget when it comes to education in Canada. Okay, so these are some of the few cheapest schools in Canada to come study as an international student, especially for graduate level programs. The reason I did graduate level and not bachelor's is because a lot of people who send me emails are asking questions related to graduate programs for masters, for PhD, or even for a graduate diploma. However, if there is any of you out there who is looking to come study in Canada for bachelor's programs, do let me know. If you're interested in finding out which universities are cheap or have cheap tuition for international students, especially for bachelor's program, let me know down in the comment section. Comment bachelor's or comment cheap for bachelor's, and I will get right into it. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that it did it for you. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Share this video as well with anybody who's interested in studying in Canada. Subscribe to my channel, guys, for more videos like this, and don't forget to turn on my post notifications so that you will never miss an upload. And with that, I will be seeing you in my next video. Stay safe. Bye.